Good afternoon, my fishing brethren. Thanks so much for joining us today. I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of an introduction to one of the greatest fishing trips that I've had in a long time. Every year after Easter, my father and I, we take off after church and we go meet at this one little lake. It's in between his house and my house, almost exactly the same spot. So we meet there every year. It's the middle of spring. It's always windy. It's always a cold front, it seems like, and the fishing is never that great. But the point is to get out and just to spend time, you know, with father and son, that sort of thing, and kind of calm down after the whole Easter stuff. So leading up to Easter is pretty stressful and busy for both of us. But anyway, normally the fishing is not that great at best, and sometimes just downright miserable. Usually the wind's blowing about 40 miles an hour and storms come in, that sort of thing. But this year, the weather didn't let us down. The weather was just like it always is. It was a cool front that had moved in. We had 25-mile-an-hour winds the first day we got there, and we had 20-mile-an-hour winds the next day. It was a little bit cold the next day, a little drizzly, and so the weather didn't disappoint, man. It was just as bad as it typically is. However, we absolutely slaughtered our fishing, and it just was an amazing experience out on the water for the latter part of Sunday as well as most of the day Monday. It just didn't disappoint, and probably one of the best days on the water that I have ever experienced in my life. And I got to experience it with my father. Just fantastic all the way around. So I recorded a little bit of it, got about halfway through, the camera kind of quit on us a little bit, but man, there's a ton of stuff. So I'm just gonna put this out there, show you a little bit of what we did. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll have some tournament recap and some other things coming up at the end of the week. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. There's fish right there. Oh, it's a nice fish. Well, it's not bad. Not gonna win any tournaments with that guy, but it's a fish. Chatterbait, windy side of the banks. Not bad, not bad. He hit it pretty hard too. That's a good sign. Back you go. There's a fish on the old Ned rig. Tell you what, if you want to catch some fish on a regular basis, that right there, that is the bait to do it with. I tell you what, man. Pull and drag. So when you fish it, you know, I got 6-pound test. It's pretty light, so you got to play them a little bit. Got to let them run. But my goodness, it just catches fish on almost any circumstance. It is a hell of a bait, I'm telling you. That is a nice black bass too. Look at that, right in the top of the mouth, right where you want it. Oh yeah, not a big fish, not a big fish, but a fish. If you're just wanting to get out and catch some fish, my goodness, it's hard to beat. Yeah, see ya. Howdy.
What's going on?
Not a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's on?
Chatterbait and a Ned rig. And I've only been fishing for 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So they're hitting.
Pretty aggressive?
Yeah, actually.
Pretty aggressive?
Not on the Ned, but that chatterbait, they're hitting it pretty good. Smalley? A double? Shoot. Oh. Two smallies? I don't know if we've ever had a double before.
Oh, I think we have.
Well, it's a good way to start.
That's a good way to start.
There he is. Maybe a perch or something. Let's see. Let's see what you are. Can't catch you with the tube. I bet you I can clean him up with the Ned rig. I bet I can clean it up with the Ned rig. There he is. Yeah. Yep, wouldn't commit to the tube, but couldn't resist the Ned rig. Largemouth.
Largemouth?
Yeah. Get you a plastic, Dad. Come on, fish. There you go. Almost a double again. That's a nice smallie right there. Should have brought the net. All right, good.
Red-eyed fish.
Yep, good fish. He's not bad right in that tree. Oh, came off right at the end. Quick release.
Lay down right here?
Yeah. I mean, he was way back in there too. Smalley in the tree. That's a bigger largemouth, it looks like. I tell you, this Ned rig will just flat catch fish. It's incredible. Six-pound test though, you kind of gotta. Oh, that's a beautiful bass. Oh man.
Get over here, I'll take a picture of what you rod.
Oh man. There he is. Better fish?
No, I don't think so. It's like a little smallie.
Little smallmouth. Homemade hair jig, huh? That's good stuff. The little guy. Those smallies don't give up the ghost very easy. Right at the top of the mouth. Oh, not bad. There's fish. Monster.
On the bottom?
Yeah. Red eyes. Fish. First fish of day number 2.
Cast number 2.
Yep.
That's a good sign.
That is a good sign. I mean, not a tiny fish.
Largemouth.
Yeah, he is. A little largemouth. Yeah.
Nice fish.
Okay. It's a good way to start.
2 pounds. About 2.
Some little smallies on this secondary point. No. Monsters.
Catch him?
Yep, something.
He's a grader too.
Yeah, he is. That is a big bird. Now these smallmouths are not supposed to be up here in the north. They're supposed to be largies. Good grief. I was reeling it in. He came up and
He come up and whacked it. That's what you're looking for.
Yep.
Black bass.
Yep. Yeah, reeling that sucker in. He came up and took a swat at it. Not very big, but a lot of attitude. Flipping with the drop shot.
Looking at the drop shot.
It works. All right.
Pretty fish.
Mm-hmm. You tearing them up on that drop shot.
Last 5 minutes.
Finesse baits in cover. Just incredible.
Well, this is the right conditions. Cold front, east wind.
There's a fish.
Dead red.
Yep, he thunked it too. Usually you don't get a tick, you know, it just gets heavy. Come on now, Smalley. Yep, they're not happy about coming to the boat. Right at the top of the mouth. Pretty fishes.
What's the hook rule? How many hooks can you have on?
I think it's 3. Feels like a little bit better fish. Might have to get under you, Dad. You want to take the front?
Yeah.
Just keep us off the rock. He's not a monster, but on this light tackle. Oh yeah. That's a pretty good fish. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good fish. So that's nice. And that was fun. And we had a blast. We caught fish all day, both days. Probably between the two of us, we caught over 75 fish. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Every time we threw in the water, we'd have a fish almost. It was such a great experience. Like I said, one of the greatest experiences on the water that I've had. We went down to Mexico and paid hundreds of dollars a day to have a guide take us on some of the best bass lakes that the world has to offer. And this little bitty lake here in New Mexico gave us the best day of fishing that either one of us have had. To top all of that off, at the very end of Monday, before the storms came in and we had to get off the water, my dad hooks into a huge fish, and it turns out to be his personal best of all time. She weighs at least 6.
Should be better than 6. You got a scale?
I don't. You just worry about getting her in the boat. Oh, that is a hoss. Oh man, look at that fish. Holy cow. What a fish. Unfortunately, I don't know for sure how much it weighed. I don't have a scale on the boat. I won't be making that mistake ever again. I'm gonna have a scale from now on. So she was in full spawn, she was fat, and we got a measurement on her. She was in between 25 and 26 inches. So the charts that I looked up, a couple of different ones, in that particular range in the spawn, that fish should have ranged between 9 and 11 pounds. So we don't know exactly where she was, but somewhere in that. Unfortunately, the camera, my little phone camera, just doesn't do that fish justice because she was a monster. And man, I just can't tell you how great of an experience this fishing trip was. And so just concluding thoughts, if you get a chance to get out there, do it. Take your son, take your daughter, take your dad, take your granddad, take them fishing. Get out of the house, go outside. Every once in a while, man, you're gonna have just an absolute phenomenal day on the water. We sure did, and I am so immensely blessed to be able to experience that with my dad. What a great time. Thanks for joining in, guys, and we will get back with you later this week. I've got some tournament recap stuff and also a public service announcement, so definitely don't miss that. God bless y'all. Have a great, safe afternoon. We'll catch you next time.